This is my dad's 1949 Ford.
Does he know the truck's here?
He does not.
Oh, it's a total surprise,
Total
huh?
surprise.
It's cool to think this 49 Ford is a gift for Dad from his daughter.
Once we get sheet metal on this will all tie in. It'll look real clean.
We're going with aluminum and walnut. This will make it so that the bed will articulate up and down.
These are the candy colors, right?
Really gonna make that truck pop. Mirror finish.
The new Coyote engine is gonna give this truck a lot more power.
It's gonna start, right, Matt?
Oh my God.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
Well, I know you're here to get an update on something, but finally all that chrome showed up.
Man, it's about time, right?
Yeah.
That's definitely a slow process. You can't get that fast.
Yeah, you can never rush that, but finally it's on its way, and I mean, that's a good thing. So another good thing is I've been here almost about 2 years now.
Already?
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean,
Man.
it felt like we just started here.
Yeah.
And what a wild ride it's been.
2 years, man. What's been your favorite build so far?
Man, there's been a couple. The tanker truck we did last year, that was pretty awesome. You know, that was the first one I got, you know, thrown at the wolves with, and seeing that thing as big as it was coming in here, you guys doing that air ride suspension on it, and just really taking that truck over the top. But since then, there's been so many different builds, you know. I guess sitting right now that I really like, that 53 tow truck. You know, that thing.
Yeah.
When that thing came in, I didn't know to get you guys tetanus shots or
Right.
a new truck. I mean, but then what you guys did to that bed, that frame, I've never seen anything like that.
You had any easy ones?
I haven't had any easy ones.
I don't think I ever had either. Speaking of the latest challenge, you know, the 49 Ford. Huge project. You know, that's one of those projects that I was kind of iffy of taking it in or not when it came in. As bad shape as it was, you know, sitting on the trailer out there. But getting it into the shop and getting it all tore apart, getting it blasted, getting it back, which is always kind of nervous.
You don't know what you're gonna end up with.
Yeah, man, but it was in fairly decent shape. From that, building a new custom chassis, brand new suspension, and incorporated that independent rear suspension in with it. You know, first for us.
That engine with that rear suspension, man, it's...
Putting that Coyote in it, engine, trans, you know, it's gonna be a good running truck too, man. You know, it's been a long project.
Oh, I know, yeah.
But, you know, we're in home stretch now. Building the bed floor, we still have to do that. Build running boards, paint and body. On this one, it's gonna be a candy paint, has to be.
That'll make it stand out.
Definitely, man. And then once that's all done, you know, of course, John's gotta do his thing.
That candy paint, chrome, John's interior. This might just be my favorite build, though.
It's gonna be a beautiful truck. I'll tell you what, one of the last things we need is wheels, and there's gonna be a whole lot of other stuff though too, man, so get ready.
Yeah, well, whatever it's gonna take to get this through the finish line, man. Whatever parts and, you know, all that.
Man, don't make us wait on you again. We've done a ton of metal work to this truck already, but we still have a few more custom pieces left. One of those is a custom running board that'll just go with the overall look of the truck. And Ryan and Dustin are finishing that up right now.
So we got our running board this far, and now we got a real good idea of what it's gonna look like and the route we wanna go. You know, we had this going, and it just wasn't enough, so then we brought this little piece in, gave it a little bit of flow, you know, to go into the outside of the fenders like we want. Now, once we get sheet metal on this will all tie in, it'll look real good, real clean. But we got this far, now we need to catch the other side up, make it look exactly like this, make sure everything is perfect, and then we can start doing our sheet metal work on top. Roll this bad boy here. I need some type of reference that I can measure off of that side and the same on this side so I can make sure that these are landing exactly where they need to be. You don't want that one to be out an inch further than this one. You're only as good as the worst thing you've done. Normally when we bend anything, we got tubing benders that do all that good stuff for us. But when you bend square tubing, it likes to kink the top of it. It always leaves like a little kink, like a little pinch. And you gotta spend all the time either grinding it and then it gets paper thin and it turns into a headache. It's a nightmare. So the best way to go about doing this, to put the bend that we want in this, is to pie cut it. So we're just gonna cut some slits in here. It's not gonna take a lot, and it'll give the perfect curvature of the side of the cab right there. Alrighty, make a little filler piece for that. Instead of bending this and rolling this way and then having to roll it back, because that would have been really, really hard doing it to that piece. Our sheet metal will go all the way to here, you know what I mean? It'll all be one piece sheet metal, so you'll never know that this was added on. It's just to give a little bit of character, a little bit more flow into the running board. And see, once we cut all this off, behind here, that will bolt to the fender, and this will all be part of the running board here. This will be gone. All that's gone.
Ryan and I got our running board frames established on the 49. Now we're gonna go ahead and go off sheet metal here. We're gonna take our sheets here, take them over to the brake, get them broke, take them to the truck, and then get them trimmed to fit our frame perfect for a nice reveal. We'll go test it on the truck. I'm sure there'll be some minor finish trimming and buffing, and then we'll be good to go.
Now, the sheet metal piece that we've made and cut and everything fits perfect in here. Everything lines up. We got it tacked to the bottom of the bed, and now it's time to start tacking it in. We'll tack it to the 1.5 inches. There's also gonna be a void here. Once all this is cut out, you'll be able to see daylight right through there. So we gotta figure out a way to, you know, make all that look good. Once we got it good and tacked and everything, we can pull it out, cut all this excess off, and put it in there and see what you got.
Right now I'm making some filler pieces for the front fenders that'll weld in, and then we won't have a gap. Voila, it'll look real nice.
All right, so now Dustin and I have got the last pieces on for the running boards. One step closer to having all the fab work done on the truck too. So now we'll get on to the next step, which is, I don't know yet, but
The next one.
we're good, yeah.
I want to show off all the custom metal work on the 49 Ford. So we're going to make a bed floor that'll actuate up.
So we got our stock for the bed floor of the 49 Ford. Now that Bill's got everything laid out, kind of has his idea going on what we're going to do, we now know how wide each board needs to be. So to keep it safe and keep everything uniform, I've got some fingerboards set up. I'll do some stop blocks on the top so everything stays where it needs to be. And from that point, it's just a matter of feeding it through, getting it all cut. We'll get back over to the truck and make sure it all works. We're going with aluminum and walnut to get it form and function, just like we like it around here. The aluminum is a great idea because it's lightweight and low maintenance, but it also gives a great look breaking up the walnut. And once Lewis stains it, it's gonna look really, really good.
All these aluminum channels and the woodwork, we're gonna bolt all that together to make the bed. So I'm gonna set this up here, clamp it down a little bit so it doesn't move, and then I'm gonna mark in between so I know where I'm gonna cut. I'm actually an upholstery man, but I own a machine shop. I do little parts on the side, so I do this for Bill. I've known him since he was like a kid. He came over to my shop one day, and I was building my shop, and he said, I can do this. And I said, sure you can. Because, you know, he welded. Boy, he never stopped. He just kept growing and growing. Okay, I got these pieces marked out. I'm gonna head out and get them cut so we can get this pad put together. All right, we're here at the machine shop, and I'm fixing to cut these channels in here. I'm gonna move the table up until we touch the tool. I'm only doing it by eye. We have to cut it out a little bit at a time. You can't hog this material out. You have to cut it out. I always have eye protection on.
You know, when the 49 Ford came in, you know, that's one of those projects you really just shake your head going, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? A lot of the times when projects look way too far gone, that just opens up more possibilities for building more custom into the project. Pretty much, I just need the basics to start with, like a decent cab. When the frame's a little tweaked, hey, even more reason to build a brand new one. When suspension rides like crap, we're gonna tear it out anyway. It's endless. It's whatever your brain can think of, whatever your skill set is, you can build that into a custom car. A lot of people start with a drawing. I'm gonna build this. Well, in my case, how I like to do it is just getting a feel for the project and just building on ideas as you go. I think in the end, you create a way more special, a way more unique vehicle if you build it along the way. A good example of that is the bed for the 49 Ford that we completely hand-built one piece at a time. And after a lot of work, John's finishing the floor right now.
You know, it's been a lot of pieces to get here. We've got the aluminum slats that Joe made in the machine shop. I've done all the math, got everything figured out, got the wood pieces cut, everything fits in perfectly. So now the next step is to take and actually attach the wood to the aluminum. We'll put them back in the jig and work out getting these things bolted together. Oh, Cleve, you got 3 big bones now. You won't be able to see any of the fasteners. They're all gonna be hidden, bolted together from the inside. You know, it's gonna be a really nice look. It's gonna be really clean on the truck. So the key to this is gonna be keeping the wood nice and flush with the aluminum. Got my countersink in there so I can hide the hardware. Once I get one piece attached to the aluminum, I'll get another piece and just repeat the process 7 more times. So the next step is to drill a hole in the middle through every one of these pieces and make them all line up in the same place. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to set up a jig in the drill press to work from the end that I've already cut off, to measure it out, put the hole in the middle, and it'll be in the same place on each one of them. So I got all the middle holes drilled out. Everything's gonna line up. So the next step, lay it here on the table, get it squared up, and see if we can get our rod through it. This rod is gonna help sandwich the center of it together. Come on. Almost there. Over your hole. Nice. I'm gonna set up some clamps, start pulling all this nice and tight, put a couple of bolts in it to hold the end caps on. That'll be on the bottom of the bed cover, so when it's closed, you won't see them. Joe made this piece for us here. He machined it down so it'll fit perfectly inside of these square tubes. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna support the ends and keep it from sagging. Everything marked out where it needs to be, so we'll go over to the drill press, make sure that I get these things drilled perfectly square into the material. That's one of the things about projects like this. People will look at it, oh, that's nice, that's cool, that's neat, but they'll never really understand the amount of work and labor and effort that goes into making something like this. As small as this project is, in the whole scheme of things of the whole truck, there's still a ton of work put into just this one piece alone, not to mention how much goes into the whole truck. So next time you look at a really cool, nice, custom-built truck, give a little bit of thought to how much work is done that you don't see. Someone's put a lot of effort into it.
got our hinges made for our truck bed on the 49 Ford. So we got them drilled, tapped, bolted down now. We'll go ahead and get it back on the truck and finish getting our hinges made. Now we need to make hinge mounts off the frame of the truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and make these out of 1/8" steel, and this will make it so that the bed will articulate up and down. So we're moving on to actuators now and trapdoor action. I got this 1/8" plate here. I'm gonna get some tabs made, and that's gonna locate our actuators on the bottom of our trapdoor. And that's what's actually gonna make the bed or the trapdoor go up and down so you can see all the great work underneath. So we got our actuator mounts cut out, tacked up, and we got them installed on our trapdoor here. I'm gonna go ahead and attach our actuators now, and then we can go ahead and locate them on our frame, weld them up, try it out, and see if we can make a trapdoor go up and down. Now we got a trap door. You can see all our awesome work underneath, see the awesome frame. Good to go. So we got the cab pulled off the 49 Ford, got all the sheet metal finished up. We got it over at the body shop now. Those guys are gonna work their magic on it. Yeah, you're pretty good right there. I got the chassis rolled in. Now it's time to disassemble this. We go all the way up and get it out of the way. Yeah. So I'm gonna get the motor pulled out, suspension pulled out, get everything disassembled, weld out what needs to be welded, then we'll get it shipped off to powder coat.
So as you can see, we got the 49 Ford pretty much wrapped up all the way in the exterior. Only thing left is the dash, and as you can see, it has all these imperfections that I have to address. I got a sander, get it ready so I can put body filler on it. Once I pretty much body work all this and we have it ready, we will put 1 coat of primer and we'll see what we have and probably add some more. Now that I have the dash sanded pretty much all the way to where I can start body working, I'm gonna use a little bit of fiberglass to smear on it and to dress all the big imperfections. Once that dries, I can be able to block it. It's important to make sure that you wipe kind of following the contour of the metal. So by the time you start sanding and blocking, it shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Most people don't really focus on the inside, but once you're behind that steering wheel, you get to see all the details that this dash has. And once I get done with it, he's gonna be real happy with it.
As we get to an end of a job as big as the 49 Ford, we got to do a bunch of things at the same time. While we're finishing up the bodywork, John's gonna get going on the interior.
I'm gonna start with the door panels. So I've got the ideas in my head of what I wanna do, so I'm gonna get them on this piece of chipboard. I'm gonna make an insert that'll go inside of these, carry some lights. That way we can get a nice trim light all the way around these pieces. Speaker's gonna go down here. I wanna add carpet down on the bottom of this door, guard it against bumping. We got walnut in the bed of the truck, so we're gonna put some walnut inside. All right, that's that. Let me get some measurements and get it all in the computer and get the machines to work. So the router's done its part, made my pieces for me. So next step, a little bit of work on the router table. Take all these insert pieces, get them glued into the base panel. I'm gonna grab the inserts, start doing some body work on them, get those ready to go. So once these are done, the door panel will be ready and start some body work on that and just about done. Well, all the body work's done, inserts are on, everything's where it needs to be. So the next step, get it on the truck, trim in the sides, the thing will be ready to wrap, and we can move on to the next.
One of the first things you notice on any vehicle is the color. I want this truck to really stand out, so we're gonna go with this special candy paint. And right now it's time to pick out that color. Jose, what's happening?
What's up, Bill?
The 49 Ford spray outs, huh?
Spray outs, man. We finally got them dialed in. What do you think?
These are the candy colors, right?
The candy lemonade, yes, sir. So we got a 24 karat gold base, charcoal gray metallic base, and a black metallic base.
So same candy color, just different base color.
Same candy color, different base colors will give you a different effect.
This one's just, man, I like it, but it's just a little too gold. For this truck.
Yeah.
I think for this 49 Ford, the darker is gonna set it off.
Oh, for sure, man. We'll go about 4 coats of metallic black base, 4 coats of candy lemonade, and then another 4 coats of clear, which is really gonna make that truck pop because of the contours of the body line.
That's what we need right there, but we need a whole lot of it.
We got you.
For sure, man. You need these?
Nah, man, go ahead and keep them.
Got some target practice?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, man.
All right, brother. We went with the candy lemonade. We're painting a lot of pieces on this truck, from the frame, motor, transmission, body, in and out. In this case, we're mixing up a 5-gallon bucket batch to get more consistency of the color versus trying to mix a gallon at a time. We could kind of throw off the shade and we do it that way. So that's what we're going with the 5-gallon bucket. So this candy has a pearl what makes it flop. A flop is gonna give you a dark and a light look depending on how the sun hits it. What makes candy a candy is a translucent tint that goes over a certain base that gives you a certain look. Without that base, you won't see that deepness of the candy. Got a quart of candy pearl base coat. We're gonna dump it in the gallon. So now we're gonna add a quart of reducer to the quart of candy pearl base coat. Now it's time to spray this motor, transmission, and frame.
So we got the frame painted, engine painted. We're gonna take it outside so they can put it all together. Then we're gonna bring the cab. All right, so we got our black sealer on there, and we're gonna go ahead and hit it with our black base coat. And we're gonna go ahead and hit it with our candy. Because we're gonna have to paint everything at once. We can't do piece by piece, because being a candy, everything has to be the same so it can match. We can't mess up on this one, so everything has to be done at once. All right, so we got our 2 coats of candy. We're gonna let it dry, put it all back together, paint the whole truck at once.
A candy paint job is a lot of work. A lot of going around the car, precision on your equipment, using the right material. Preps is key. If your vehicle is not prepped right, anything after that's gonna fail.
So we got our clear coat on there. Everything's looking really good. We're gonna let it dry overnight, bring our last piece, which is the bed, and make it look good as the rest of the pieces.
The 49 Ford is all painted and the suspension's all back from getting chromed. So now we're gonna get it all put back together.
And the 49 Ford's gonna come out very, very nice. And with the chrome, the polished stuff, and the candy paint, boy, it's gonna be slick.
It won't like...
We'll get it to go in there. Here, watch this.
Oh, you just gotta hit it harder?
That's right. We got all our parts back from getting chromed. I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling suspension parts, bushings, heims, and getting everything greased up, anti-seized up. Just full assembly right now. There you go. Got Mr. Corbin here helping me out. Anytime you send parts to get chromed, you always have to go through and clean threads like what I'm doing right now. There's always stuff that gets in the threads. And if you don't go through and clean it out, then you generally end up with a seized bushing or heim in your part. you put anti-seize on whatever part you're installing as well. I'm gonna thread that one in. And that will ensure no seized parts in your brand new, nice chromed pieces. Man, the chrome parts are very pretty, very nice to look at. You can see this so much better and so much more clear under the truck than a powder-coated part. Great finish, man, that's mirror finish.
Every build around here has a story. It's cool to think this 49 Ford is a gift for Dad from his daughter. We're at the stage now where Matt's gonna wire it all up.
So right here on the inside of the truck, this is where our fuse panel is mounted. We're gonna pop our holes out right here so we can bring our wires out and hug the body as close as possible. And then we're gonna hit the frame right somewhere in this area. That way, when everything's together, all this will be hidden. I've checked 4 times, but I'm gonna check again. Definitely being extra careful. I mean, I got 1 shot to drill the right holes. These are the bulkhead fittings we normally use, running air lines into the cab. You'd put this in there and push your airline in there. But this is the first time I've ever used these to run wires. But when Bill said, we don't want to see no wires on the frame, no zip ties, forced me to figure something out. And I know this keeps a nice tight seal, keeps water out and stuff like that. So I figured, why not run wires through it? Trying to keep it tight to the body, but still, I guess, symmetrical looking. So it looks like it belongs there and it wasn't an afterthought. We're gonna go ahead and drill them now. We started with a small hole, a pilot hole, and then we slowly step up the sizes. It makes the hole easier to drill when you do it that way. And also, we don't wanna create too much heat. Since the frame's painted, it'll start bubbling up. None of this anybody's ever gonna see, but every build I do, I like to be not necessarily better than somebody else's build, but I like to be better than my last one. Luckily for me, this idea is working out the way it should. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the rest of them and get it tied up. The last piece we have for the 49 Ford is the center console. We got room now for the 3P controller. We got window switches. We got switch to control the tailgate, switch to control the bed floor, headlights, dome light, interior light, dimmer, all in one beautiful piece of walnut. We'll get those things sent over to Lewis, let Lewis do his magic on it, and we'll start building the console.
I've got a collection of stains here, John. I'm just gonna try to make it work.
Make something happen?
Yes, sir. I think it'll work out. We're gonna apply our wiping stain, put some clear on it, and we'll be good to go. This is a water-based wiping stain, so it dries very fast. It's gonna highlight the beauty of that walnut, and it's really easy to work with. What I really like about the stain, it's very uniforming, it's very forgiving, dries real fast, and pretty much immediately just go ahead and apply our top coat. We're gonna go ahead and put our solvent look sealer. This is really gonna bring out the beauty of this walnut and keep it well protected for years to come. Now we're gonna go ahead and sand this, make sure it's nice and smooth. So walnut by nature, it's very grainy, so we're gonna sand it really well and apply our final coat of top coat, and that'll be done. This is an electric spray system. It has low overspray, so since we're not spraying in a booth, this is gonna be the perfect machine for applying our solvent look sealer to the wood.
All right, all the pieces are done on the CNC, so now it's just time to put the puzzle together. Stack, stack, stack. We're just gonna use a little bit of stack fab here, stacking all the pieces up, fabricating everything in a stack. Pretty straightforward there, huh? All right, so the first half of the console is in place, fits good, shapes look great. I'm gonna go through and put some body filler in to fill in the gaps around the front. Once that's done, a little bit of body work, we'll be ready to build the back half. All right, so the top of the back half of the console is done and ready to go. So the next step, start building the sides, get it in place. A little bit more body work. We're ready to wrap it and we can kick it out the door. Anytime you're building a console, you want to keep in mind your designs, your shapes, make everything is kind of flows together. Something one-off, something different, something no one else has. All right, so the console from 49 Ford is done and done, man. This thing looks great. I couldn't ask for it to look any better. So with that being said, I'm gonna get it in the truck so we can get the truck out of the shop.
Back in the day, you know, 49 Ford's pushing about 100 horsepower. The new Coyote engine is gonna give this truck a lot more power. But these engines come with a lot more wiring than they used to.
I haven't even seen underneath.
I want to hide all the wires going to the engine bay so it looks super clean.
I got a problem.
What?
So I'm trying to figure out how I'm getting the main power cable to the starter and then to our Pack 80 without being seen. We definitely can't use the 1/2-inch tubing like we're using on everything else.
Yeah, that's not gonna work either.
And I could come inside the cab, but I mean, that's gonna mess with the interior.
I think that's really the only option right here that we have. That's just all there is to it. You're right, it needs to go to the cab.
Everything on the truck is strategically laid out as from a fabricator standpoint. From my standpoint, it makes it a little harder. When I'm doing what I have to do, I try not to interfere with whoever's doing interior or fabrication or whatever. But I mean, sometimes you gotta put your wires or put your mount wherever it's gotta go. And I mean, we're all good at what we do, so I mean, the next person might be a little more challenging, but they'll get it figured out. We're gonna go ahead and start trying to fish the wire through. This one was a short run. It went through a lot easier than I thought. Not a good idea to get too excited. Usually when that happens, the next one gives you problems. Most likely it will. Yeah, we're definitely caught up on something. See, I knew the back couldn't be as easy as the front.
I know I'm right there at that sway bar because I'm kind of getting caught, so I'm just trying to flip the line till I don't feel it.
Man, we got it. Now we'll go ahead and tie our wires onto this and get them pulled down the frame. This factory harness that goes on the Coyote motor, one of the main plugs that goes to the ECM is in the front because that's where the computers mount factory. So I went ahead and we cut open all the loom on the harness. I moved the plug inside the cab. Doing that, it caused me to have to extend some of the wires for the sensors. We got to cut these open, lengthen them, we'll solder them up, doing it one at a time, just so we get rid of some of the mess and it looks clean at the end. This part of the electrical is pretty crucial. Without this being done right, the truck's not gonna run. Building something like this, every minute of it's hard. Like, it's a pain, and you have to really love doing it to stick with it and ride it out to the end. To me, it's fulfilling. That creativity of don't be scared that somebody might not like what you did. I mean, that's how you set trends, like by doing new things that nobody else does. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do it for the recognition of building the cars, but I mean, most of us, we do it because it's what we love to do. Moment of truth. Well, let's do it.
Please, 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 please start. It's gonna start. Right, Matt? It's gonna start. You tell me when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Let's go! Damn, that was loud as hell.
Badass feeling, for sure. All that hard work, and it's there.
I don't know what time it is, but it's late, and that's a good payoff.
And the rest is up to them.
Let's go.
Every build we do is special to us, and the customer, of course. But this 49 Ford's maybe a little more because it's a gift. And it's almost there. We're putting the bed floor together one last time. We're installing the bumper and hood, buffing and polishing. And after 8 months of hard work, we're ready to give this one back.
Once the vehicle's actually here, it's just an immediate rush of let's get this part, let's get these parts in. I have to be on my game to, make sure all the products here. Been doing this for, 15 plus years, working with cars, trucks, moving out here, doing the big move with my family. Didn't know what to expect. The first 2 years being here, man, it's been one of the wildest, craziest rides I've ever been on. I fit right in with everybody because they speak the language that I speak, custom trucks. When Bill and the guys get in the back and they start going, the end product is like no other. You wouldn't even know that that was the same vehicle that came in the first day. At the end of the day, you're making somebody's dream really become a reality.
Oh, look at that drop. Oh my God.
The detail and everything that the guys in the back have done to that truck, it makes me very proud to be a part of that.
Hi.
Hey, Stephanie's convinced me that her dad has no idea where his truck's at. Stephanie, Bill?
Yes, Carol, my dad.
Carol, Bill. So we're gonna play a little joke on him. Have him come in. She doesn't know anything.
I wanted to talk to you about my dad's 1949 Ford F1.
They're coming in today for her dad to tell me what he wants in a build.
I had one in high school, and I sold it. I've regretted selling it ever since.
Shoot, we always regret one or two along the way, right?
Yeah. I've seen builds work before, and I think this is the place to get my dream fulfilled and get him to build this truck.
The 49 Ford is a cool truck. I can definitely see, you wanting something really cool built out of that. But we might have a little surprise for you. So Stephanie brought your truck in, a while back, and we've been working on it for you already.
Really? You're pulling my leg? What'd you do?
Come on.
All right, let's go see.
Go.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God. Bill, what y'all do? Oh my God, my family's here and all.
Yeah.
Man, that thing's
Well, you like
beautiful.
it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's
You
on
like
the
it?
ground even.
Well, yeah, we had to make it low for you.
That's pretty low. My dreams come true. I walked out here and I saw the truck. Oh my God, everybody was hollering. I realized my whole family was down here supporting me. I'm very grateful and blessed to have such wonderful people in my family. My gosh, my family was in on this. I can't even tell you how much that means to me. Y'all did good.
You did good. Yeah, y'all did good.
All
Fantastic.
y'all did good. It's beautiful.
When she brought your truck in, I kind of really didn't want to tackle it. It was just so much work involved to take something like that and make it into something like this. But she talked me into it. It was a special project, especially for you.
I had one in high school, and there's no way we could have done that in high school. There's so many things I see that I like and that somebody did work on.
Every one of these guys got blood, sweat, and tears in it for sure.
Did they have tetanus shots?
Oh, yeah. We're all up to date.
Up to date? Oh, I can't imagine how much time and hours that they've spent doing metal work on the truck. The bed, the fenders, the drip rail, all of the body seams welded and cut up. Unbelievable metal work. That color is crazy, man. It's so deep and it kind of flops when the sun's on it to black in the shadows and all.
That's one of a kind right there. That's a candy pearl lemonade over a black base.
You couldn't have picked a better color. You got me chrome?
There's a little bit of chrome underneath.
There's a little chrome on it, okay. That's what we wanted.
Everywhere you look is custom touches on it. You'll be hard pressed to find a 49 Ford like this anywhere on this planet.
I would agree. Oh my God! Oh my!
Wow!
Woo!
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my God!
You see that 5.0 fits really good underneath the hood. Now, we had to make a whole lot of room, and while we're making a lot of room, we made a bunch of handmade panels to make it look even better under the hood.
The inner fenders are all welded up. There's no seams in the bottom part of the front fenders. I don't have words. I mean, it's just fabulous.
If you're liking that,
I like
some more
that.
for you to check out.
I like that. Golly. Wow.
Nice. Very nice.
Big transformation what was there. There wasn't anything there. I mean, your interior was missing the floor. We repaired all that, slicked it all out. John Burgess got busy in building everything you see in there pretty much.
Holy Jesus. John did a fantastic job on that interior. The door panels, the seats, the carpet, the dash. That's just one of a kind interior. It's just cool.
Wow.
Oh my Lord.
Just gets better and better.
I think this is one of my favorite parts of the truck for sure. When you're behind it, you see those 22 by 12s with the big tires on it. The handmade bed kind of built to the suspension and the wheels and tires.
What holds tailgate on?
It's all actuated.
Actuated.
John, help me out.
Wow, that's so cool.
Oh, Lord. What? Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Bed floors all on actuators too, and you can see all that framework.
Wow, 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 wow.
Wow.
There's your independent rear suspension. It's beautiful.
And you see that's all connected to a brand new chassis front to back. Every bit of the suspension in the front has all been handmade with air suspension, so you can raise and lower it and still have that nice, comfortable ride also. It looks just as good looking at every angle from underneath as it does from the top.
Wow. It's fabulous.
You know, I always say it's not a one-man show. I mean, it takes everyone in the shop to work their ass off all day, every day to see projects like this to the finish line. So how do you think we did, man? Is this the truck you was hoping for?
Yeah, it's everything I could have dreamed of or imagined, all in one package. Hey, thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you, Bill.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Y'all did great.